Hey, welcome to the Empty Glass Podcast. This is Matthew.
This is Stephanie.
But this is actually Stephanie.
You used my joke from last week, you dirty scoundrel.
And that is actually Matthew. Hi, how's it going?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm good, but I know you're not actually good because you just spent about 20 minutes trying to figure out a fucking thing until you found out it was in Discord.
Discord's fault. Yeah. I mean, isn't that just the way it goes? Hey, at least I didn't have to redo our whole thing, at least I didn't have to start from nothing. So that helps.
Yeah, if you guys are listening to, no, I was going to lead that this is a recorded. It is recorded, just not on Twitch. It's live on Twitch, but it's going to be recorded in other podcast formats like our Spotify and shit. So if you're listening through there, if you're one of those people, cool. Hey, nice to have you. But also, this would have no impact to you. So me bringing this up has absolutely no impact to anybody whatsoever. And also, we're not even popular enough to really have people to be impacted by us. So with that being said, this is a podcast before I go to New York. I should be in New York less than 24 hours from now.
Nice.
At the time of recording. Hey, Stephanie, I have a question for you.
Sure. Go for it.
Why is our podcast listed as ADHD?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to change where it's supposed to go.
I mean, I guess we are all over the place. I write down my topics. I mean, maybe you're the AD and I'm the HD.
Yeah, that's fine. I could be the AD and you can be the AD.
You're attention deficit and I'm just high definition, baby.
Just high definition. That's right.
Yep.
That's funny.
But yeah, if anything happens on the plane ride tomorrow on my way to New York, this is my last will and testament, essentially.
Yeah. And I like how this says the special pre-recorded episode when we are recording it right now.
Yeah, this is just meant to give everyone a headache, including us. So,
extra.
Yeah, this should be
across the board.
Yeah, we should just call this one the headache-inducing episode.
Sure, that works for me.
No, keep it pre-recorded. Only the true Empty Glass fans, all two of you.
Yeah, only all two of you guys will know.
Yeah, and by two of you, we mean literally Stefan and ourselves because we're the only ones watching this shit right now.
Right.
Yeah, currently.
Currently.
But I saw a fuck ton of movies this past few days.
Oh, yeah.
I watched 5 movies. I watched 3 in one sitting. And then, wait, can I even count? I watched 4 movies this week. 3 in one sitting and then 1 just kind of on my own. So, and I'm pretty sure that you've seen none of these.
Okay.
Or I don't know. Maybe, no. I'd take that back. Maybe you've seen half of them.
Okay.
I watched. So starting off my night, I was like, I'm going to watch Nightmare Alley. The Guillermo del Toro, Bradley Cooper, Tilda Swinton, Kate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman, the guy from Jason Bourne, who I forgot his name.
Nice.
Excellent movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Have you seen it?
I haven't, no.
Dude, you see some Bradley Cooper dong in that movie.
Uh-oh.
You get the dong.
No, you don't. You're lying.
No, he's in a bathtub and you see it. You even see how he cuts his jib down there.
Oh, no.
And it's really interesting because that's the only time you see any other bit of nudity in that entire movie. And it's just so out of nowhere. It's just like I guess this is how people feel. Like some people feel when a woman just randomly takes off her top in a movie or something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. But it was just so random because it just, I don't know. It's kind of sexy. I'd fuck him, but.
What's the name of this movie?
Nightmare Alley. It's on HBO Max right now. I highly recommend watching it. The acting and dialogue are fucking chef's kiss, man. It's so good. Just hearing these people talk about. For example, there's a guy who's a magician or former magician. Just him talking about his process and everything like that is so fucking interesting. Everything is done in the most gripping way possible. Willem Dafoe is also in the movie, and just solid watch. Highly recommend it.
Nice.
And then I followed that up by saying I want to watch something, but it is a bit of a melancholy movie. Just a heads up. Not going to say anything more than that. Then follow that up with watching the movie Antlers.
Okay.
Have you heard of antlers?
I have. They're little things like deer got.
You're correct. But have you heard of the movie Antlers?
I have not.
Okay. I was kind of looking forward to this one. I even bought it on Blu-ray. It looks pretty interesting. The trailer is essentially like a kid picking up dead animal carcasses and feeding something in his room or house, whatever. And I watched it, and it wasn't bad. It was okay, but it was really weird because it seemed like it was trying to go for the deeper horror that's kind of popular right now, like Hereditary, The Babadook, and stuff like that. Like the main woman in the movie is a teacher, right? And she don't say right like you know.
I know. I've seen this movie 3 times, dude.
Oh, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you like that.
It's okay. You can just forget about it for right now. But
I'm sorry, man. Well, you know what? I don't want to be bogarting the conversation here. So go ahead and finish off where I was starting. Go for it.
Okay. So Antlers. There's a guy.
No, it was a girl.
It was a girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were thinking of her brother. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please continue.
And then they have a dog that they're feeding. And then they die.
Okay, so Stefan has not seen this movie.
No.
Wait, did you say they die?
They die.
Oh, Stefan has seen this movie. I'm kidding.
That was just a lucky guess, man. Just a lucky guess.
No, maybe it does happen, maybe it doesn't. But essentially, this kid's meth addict's dad gets like bitten by a Wendigo werewolf type deal and starts turning into a Wendigo werewolf, which is basically something with a lot of weird antlers. The special effects of the monster were cool when it stood still, but when it started to move around, it was just heavy CGI, and it's like, okay, this isn't scary. And like I said, it seemed like it was trying to go for a deeper horror situation. Like the main girl, the teacher, she was previously sexually abused by her dad as like a little girl. And there's like a scene kind of early on in the movie where she's having like a flashback, and it cuts to like the dad naked, like on her bed with like a toy crying. It's like, holy shit, this is some dark stuff. Like,
yeah,
how are we going to handle this? How are we going to talk about it? How are we going to move forward with it? It literally barely plays any factor later into the movie. So it seemed like it was trying to go for something deep and then just doesn't pay off like at all.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, and someone could say like, oh, it paid off to her wanting to help this child whose dad is turning into a Wendigo werewolf. Right. But it really doesn't. So it was okay for me. I wasn't really disappointed in it. Just okay. So Stefan, with those 2 bleak-ish movies, can you guess the 3rd movie I watched?
Another bleak movie that I've never heard of.
Oh, you've heard of this one, baby.
Okay, what's it called?
Eraserhead.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever watched Eraserhead?
Yeah, it's like part of the Criterion collection. That's like one of the movies they made us watch when we were doing film school shit.
Yeah, it was by David Lynch, and holy fucking shit. I have dreams like that. Like literally, watching that movie, I'm like, wow, these are like what my dreams are like. Should I call a psychiatrist?
I don't know, maybe. David Lynch is a pretty good director.
I'm jealous of his hair, man. I want his hair. His haircut, everything.
It's funny.
It's not funny. It's fucking drip, dude. Damn.
Which makes it LOL funny, kind of.
I mean, have you seen anything else of David Lynch's aside from Eraserhead?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let me look. What else has he done?
He did Dune, which he cites as one of his biggest like failures of his career. He says that himself.
Right.
He did the phenomenal Twin Peaks show.
Yeah, Twin Peaks. I definitely remember Twin Peaks. Yeah, I've seen Dune. Is that like all he's ever done?
No, he's done a bunch of weird art house shit, which is interesting because, you know, he's kind of a name, like people know him, but he hasn't really done anything super mainstream, which is
he did
admirable.
like this. He did this short recently.
The monkey, right?
Monkey thing, yeah. And I was like,
did you watch that?
I did. It's called What Did Jack Do?
Yeah, that's it. That seemed like such a you movie.
It was okay.
Oh, he did The Elephant Man.
Yeah,
which that's an excellent movie.
But aside, Drive.
Yeah, a Cleveland show. What the fuck?
Probably just an actor in it or something.
No, dude. David Lynch was head writer for the Cleveland show.
You're kidding.
Of course I am, you dumb fuck. Are you serious?
Okay, well, I'm glad you're kidding, because that would have been weird.
But it did show up like under his name for some reason. Probably because they made some random joke and people were like, oh my God, he's in the Cleveland show.
He did the movie called Blue Velvet. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I have not, no, but I know it launched someone's career.
Yeah, I can't. The guy who's in the
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
No, dude, the fucking mayor from Portlandia, Kyle MacLachlan.
Okay, no, not him. He was in a bunch of David Lynch shit. He was in Twin Peaks and he was in Dune.
And he was in Blue Velvet. That might have been the Blue Velvet movie.
No, because Dune was before Blue Velvet.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, or like a year before. What the fuck?
Yeah, weird. I don't know then. I have no clue.
2 years before. Dune was 1984. Blue Velvet was 86. And I'm talking about Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper is the one I was talking about.
Okay, cool.
But Kyle MacLachlan was in Blue Velvet as well. The captain himself.
The captain, yes. Also known as the captain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our boy, the captain. Yeah, and so I watched those 3 movies. Definitely Nightmare Alley was the crowning thing I watched that night. Antlers being okay, Eraserhead being a fucking experience, honestly. Like that's all you can really identify it as. It's just an experience.
Right.
Yeah. Mad respect for Dave Lynch. And then the following day, I finally watched Scream 5.
Oh. Was it good?
It was good.
Good.
Just good. Like,
yeah. That's what I was expecting.
It was definitely on the better side of like some of the Scream movies and stuff like that. It's definitely heavy dependent on the first movie, like all the sequels are for the most part. I still kind of think Scream 2 is okay without the first movie, but this one is like everything is a nod to the first movie. And the first movie is meta. That's why people like Scream, I guess, because it's like super meta. Though I think the joke can only last so long. I think the joke is perfect for the first movie. Like when you first watch it, and they're making jokes about the horror genre and people who are making jokes about horror movies, it's funny. But then you get to this movie and they talk about requels for about 5 minutes. And like, it's not poorly done. The directors who did it also did Ready or Not. And I actually really like that movie. But they also did this one, and it's like, yeah, this is a requel, not quite a sequel, not quite a reboot. You bring back the original people. And I'm just like, I can see why a lot of people have fun with it and like it. Like I said, I also had fun with it. It was okay. It was good for me. But at the same time, like, this shit is too on the nose. It's explaining the joke a little too much,
Right.
And then I don't want to spoil anything. The reveal of who the person is, I like half of it. And if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I mean. It's still generally new. I don't want to spoil it too soon or anything like that. But I liked half of the reveal.
Right.
And then David Arquette, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, the original 3 from the original movie, they were all good. They're always kind of good. Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox aren't really in it too much, but David Arquette, I think, had the most nuance to his characters. I really appreciated that.
Nice. And this movie just came out recently, right? This is the newest of the Screams.
Yeah, it's technically just called Scream, but it is like the 5th one since it's the...
Right. It's a direct continuation from 4, or what?
Yeah. In fact, the way they describe it is also like, Star Wars, basically. Even in the movie, they said... requels are so popular. Even Star Wars is doing it. It's like, yeah, you don't have to be so on the nose about it.
But yeah, it's true.
It is true. And like I said, that's the charm of Scream, is that it addresses these motifs in movies and stuff like that. And there are parts of it that really work and some parts that don't really work too much. And then a big thing that I kind of liked in this movie is they talk a lot about like how this generation really likes elevated horror. Like the well-written stuff, like even I was even saying earlier, the Babadook and Hereditary and stuff like that. That's usually what people are going for. and it kind of plays at that, like, yeah, but what about just good old fun of slashers? I'm like, yeah, I love cheesy fucking horror. Schlocky and cheesy horror are really fun for me. So I dig it still.
I like a balance of the two. I don't want necessarily one to like completely overshadow the other, but I think like any horror movie, you should have some like campy aspects or kind of funny scenes.
I just don't want to be bored. And I can be dragged into what I was saying about Nightmare Alley. I can get dragged into good dialogue. I could get dragged into good setting. I could get dragged into fucking a failure of a movie production that, someone who doesn't know how to make a movie, and there's just terrible writing happening every 5 seconds. Like, I can find fun and entertainment in different categories of things. And I don't have any pretenses before I watch something so I can enjoy it. But if while I'm watching it, if you can't drag me into what you're trying to sell, which in this case is your movie, then at that point I'm like, okay, I'm bored. This movie has failed to grasp my attention. Not necessarily it's a failure of a movie, but it has failed in its attempt to get me to say yes to this movie.
The other day, Rose was watching maybe you'll know the name of this movie. It was a movie about witches and Sandra Bullock.
The Bitch. Oh, that's the fucking, the sisterhood, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, well, she started watching it, and I was like, what's this movie about? And she was like telling me and stuff, and I came back later, and she was watching The Shining instead, and I was like, whoa, you changed it up? Did the other movie finish up? Like the Sandra Bullock witch movie? Whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know right now.
Practical Magic.
Practical Magic, and she was like, no, actually, I didn't finish watching it, and I was like, why? What happened? And she was like, the sisters were at like their mom's house or something, and they started making margaritas, and they like came downstairs and they were like, you put the lime in the coconut, and she was like, I'm done, I'm not watching this anymore.
Well, yeah, it's an 80s rom-com. It's not a horror movie by any fucking Hugh Grant's in it. Or that's not Hugh Grant. It's like a Hugh Grant lookalike.
I don't know, I guess it just didn't vibe with her as well as it used to, and that's that like bored aspect. It's like, why is this scene even here? I don't know. Yeah. It just kind of reminded me of that. So she changed it to The Shining instead. She was like, The Shining's just easier to have on in the background, horror movie wise, over this Witches of Eastwick I was thinking of, because I talked about The
Practical
Shining.
Magic.
Right. Practical Magic with
Nicole Kidman as well, with red hair and bangs.
Yes, that's correct. But yeah, it's like you put the lime in the coconut, and that was the line for her.
You know what there's a guy I watch on YouTube, Elvis the Alien, and I actually like his videos quite a bit.
You put the cheese in the Lunchables, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it reminds me.
The cheese in the Lunchables.
That's what it always reminds me of when I hear somebody sing that song.
Yeah, we were on a road trip to Bernie one day, and I think it was like something with like a heavy beat, like someone was about to start rapping, and I'm just like sitting in the front seat with Stefan and just start going like, you put the cheese in the Lunchables.
It completely ruined Richard and I. We were fucking floored.
You're a dirty liar, because Richard was not in the car.
Maybe it was just you and I, or what?
No, it was you, me, David, and your brother Caden.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, we were helping out Bernie and Bernie?
Kirby.
Wait. Kirby and Bernie.
Kirby and Bernie, yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, we were helping out him move and stuff.
That's right.
And then I got trapped in an attic where I sweated to death.
And then now we're just talking to a ghostly form of you.
Yeah, I'm me dead.
You very dead.
Me dead, boy.
But yeah.
Oh yeah. So what I was saying,
you don't want a movie to have anything that bores you.
Oh, so what I was saying about Elvis the Alien, guy on YouTube, I recommend checking out if that's your kind of thing. There was a point in time, he doesn't really do it anymore, but there were some of the videos where he's talking about Nicolas Cage movies, for example, and how he likes it because they're like a meme of a movie. And I fucking hate that description of a movie. Like, I actually, like, it strikes a chord with me for some reason, because I'm just an asshole that gets angry at everything. But when someone's like, oh, this movie is such a good meme and stuff like that, it's like, why? I hate when people use meme, because it makes it seem like you don't have your own opinion. It's just in a zeitgeist of social public activity, more so than your own opinion, or you just like this or like that. And I feel like he kind of developed a little bit because he got away from that necessarily word. He just said it straight up of like, this is why I enjoy, this is what I don't enjoy. But yeah, it's a certain. I can kind of understand the base level of like, it's stupid, but it's funny, like a meme. Memes are stupid, but they're funny. Don't phrase them like that to me because I will punch you in the face. But stupid shit can be entertaining, and that's pretty much the end of that particular segment, I guess.
Well, there you go. I think there's a happy balance, and I personally try to err on the side of like when I watch a movie to not take it too seriously, but also to try to like get myself immersed in it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, my favorite horror movie is American Werewolf in London, where you have Nazi zombies, Nazi werewolves, not even Nazi zombies, just Nazi werewolves that shoot up a whole bunch of kids. Like, I fucking love that movie, and it's schlocky as shit.
It sounds horrible. At least it's not as bad as that one. We were watching another werewolf movie.
The Werewolf Cop.
It was Werewolf Cop. Werewolf Cop, and
where his dick explodes.
Yeah, that's like right where we stopped watching it. Is that
I really want to finish it. I was enjoying it.
He's taking a pee, and you see his penis, and then his penis grows to like the size of a watermelon and fucking explodes into a werewolf penis.
Yeah, I really wanted to finish that one. That movie was boring as fuck up until that scene started happening. Honestly.
I was done with that movie right when that scene started happening. I was like, no thanks, I'm good.
And see, this is where like all my fucking talks of like quality and shit, and where it's like, man, why couldn't this be good? And then you see this side of me of like, God, why couldn't this be worse? Because if it's worse, it's more entertaining. I like shitty things, honestly, but it has to be like endearing to some degree.
Right. It can't be entirely like gross for you to be like, I can dig that, but I don't know, exploding werewolf penis? Dude, that's kind of up there for me.
Bro, such a meme. Such a meme. I love it.
It kind of is a meme, but, you know, it's a gross one.
Yeah. Hey, that meme life, though.
So recently, been trying to kind of get Rose into, like, first-person shooters, and I guess the way I eased her in was Left 4 Dead 2. So we played a bunch of Left 4 Dead 2, but now we're on to Halo, and we're playing the first Halo together. It's pretty cool.
Is it me you're looking for?
Halo, is it me you're looking for?
I can see it in your grunts.
Eyes.
I can see it in your plasma grenades.
Yeah. And
I want to tell you so much.
I'm Master Chief, bitch.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. I couldn't think of a single quote from Halo just now. Because I guess Halo...
He's like, we'll make it. He doesn't say a lot of shit, man. He doesn't say a whole lot of stuff. He's like, don't get any funny ideas.
Yo, have you seen the dude playing Master Chief in the show coming out?
Yeah, that's the guy. He's apparently like a very horrible guy from Orange is the New Black, which is another show I just missed. But
yeah, never watched it. But yeah, he's shredded as fuck, yo. Pablo Schreiber.
Escobar. Yeah.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar himself, back from the dead,
playing Master Chief.
Playing Master Chief, you know, something the boys do.
Selling foldables and cigarettes.
Hey, boys will be boys. Yeah, so he's playing Master Chief, and I was looking at the cast earlier, and they had like an image of him just completely fucking shredded. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he probably had to get like extra shredded for this show too. But I wonder how his voice is going to sound. I mean,
okay, hold on.
In the trailer, but
let's be honest. That's not a fucking necessity thing because he's wearing a fucking suit of armor.
Yeah, I mean,
he has to be fit. No, he has to be fit. But I doubt they're going to be showing off his chest and shit like that.
They probably are, because in this version of Master Chief, we're going to see him without his helmet on, and we're going to kind of get to know him as a person, supposedly.
Oh, unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already unsubscribed. I didn't give a shit about the Halo show, but I'm using this as my excuse to still seem like a real gamer. Unsubscribe because they're showing Master Chief without his helmet.
Yeah, they're going to show him without his helmet, and they're also going to show him like before he was Master Chief and stuff. I think that might be the only time they do, which I would be okay with, I guess, because I really don't care so much about that. I just want the show to have a good story. I don't care what the story is at this point. I just want it to be a good Halo story. And that's all I can ask for.
So, Stefan, do you have any opinions about the Apple announcements today?
You know, I didn't go over them, but give me the skinny.
Pretty much, they're releasing a new processor that's going to be super duper powerful. It's going to make everyone's dick drop like 10 inches. Okay. Hold on. I'm on the verge right now. Give me a second.
There's going to be like a Mac Studio, right? That's the one I'm seeing.
Yeah, they're also releasing the Apple iPhone SE, which, okay, I think I've been on record with like previous podcasts saying like, oh, gimmicks on phones are bullshit. Apple, give a new gimmick, because when you're on the fucking, I know you're technically on the phone 13, but you've had probably double that with all the side releases. Like, give us something a little different. Give us a keyboard. Just change up something, please. I'm not an Apple user. I will flatly say that. So I'm not the selling point to any regard. But I'm like, your phones all look the same. Can you just like do something different?
Okay. Yeah.
So instead of the internal upgrades, of course.
So like the iPhone SE just looks like an iPhone 6 yet again, or a 7 or an 8. I'm looking at that now. They got a green iPhone 13 or a green iPhone 13 Pro. Cool, I guess. The iPad Air, okay. And then the Mac Studio with the Mac Studio display. I'm kind of interested in the Mac Studio because I'm still rocking an iMac from 2008 to do all my audio stuff, and including this. So that would be kind of nice, but at the same time, like my shit's running just fine, and it's fucking getting close to 20 years old.
Yeah, they announced a 27-inch 5K studio display for $1,599.
Yeah, and I saw that the Mac Studio starts at $2,000 for the base model. I mean, I've been editing on my MacBook Air, which also has that M1 processor, but my MacBook Air is like a 2020 MacBook Air, so I'm already fucking behind the curve. But
I mean, I saw the new processor has like 256 gigabyte of RAM, which is fucking insane.
Wow. Yeah, that's fucking insane for sure. That's definitely an alluring factor for me, but at the same time, I'm on my MacBook M1. It's a MacBook Air M1, and it's been fine. So I'm probably just gonna rock it until it comes time. But hey, I don't know. Every year, because I work for myself, I got to make some sort of a business expense. So there you go. That might be a business expense down the line, but I don't know. I'd rather use $2,000 towards something else, because the editing machine I'm using is already astronomically faster than my PC. And I spent $2,000 on my PC back in 2014. And this laptop is just wiping the floor.
Stefan, you clearly don't understand 800 gigabytes worth of memory bandwidth.
Cool. That's probably...
And 114 billion, that's right, not million, folks, billion transistors.
Wow, that's cool. Well, and I mean, it sounds like some pretty legit shit, but not for me right now.
And I'm sorry, Stefan, did I say 50 core processor, or did I say up to 64? I don't care about this kind of tech shit. I'm kidding.
Is it really? You're already done.
Well, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's very interesting and stuff like that. But I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool. Technology improvements are always cool, but I'm not like, oh my God, new hotness, need to buy it.
So the base model of the Studio, the Mac Studio, has a 10-core CPU. That's what my laptop already has. So I'm kind of like, all right. Although the next one up has a 20-core, up to 64-core GPU.
Fucking humble bragging over here, dude. Chill out.
I'm trying, but I can't, man. I really, really can't.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I give a shit about buying right now is the Steam Deck, and even then I'm trying to convince myself not to buy it. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm just going to hold off, but I mean, hey, very cool. At least they're kind of going away where it's almost like a Mac. It's in between a Mac Pro and it's in between a Mac. What do they call that one? They called that one the Mac Mini. You know, that just was like its own computer. So to me, this seems like it's a fun little happy spot.
Why does a Mac Mini sound like a fucking... It's like a Whopper Jr. or something like that, you know? It sounds like a small burger. Why hasn't McDonald's done that?
I don't know.
Hey guys, come on down to McDonald's where we got the new Mac Mini with a side of fries.
Yeah, dude, you got the nail on the head. And speaking of plugs, this is the middle part of the episode, so we'd like to thank
our sponsor, McDonald's.
Our big grand sponsor in the sky, Mr. Mac MacDonald. Mac MacDonald went to town to buy a glass of pony, and you guys need to remember that. Anyways, thanks for listening to Empty Glass. We're still going. This is just the middle of the episode where we want to remind you guys where we have our podcast posted on a bunch of different platforms other than just Twitch, where you're probably listening at the moment or not. And you can just go to the emptyglasspodcast.com. We have all of the podcast distributing apps there. So if you want to listen to us on Spotify or just the podcast app or God knows where, we're pretty much everywhere. So yet again, that's the emptyglasspodcast.com.
Yeah, and thanks again, Roy Kroc, for sponsoring this episode. We'll see you in hell when we get there.
Who?
Sorry, Ray Kroc.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was sponsoring. I didn't know he was sponsoring our episodes, but hey, that's news to me.
Well, he's doing it from beyond the grave because he's just that kind of generous guy that, really cares about funding the small foundations and just really ruining the founders of McDonald's out of money.
Yeah,
Yeah, so thanks, Michael Keaton. You're an asshole.
Hey, speaking of Michael Keaton, is it true that... What?
Do you get the joke I'm making?
No. Because of the movie The Founder. Yes.
Where Michael Keaton plays Ray Kroc.
Right, that's why you were saying that. Okay.
I was like, if you don't get this, no one's going to, not no one, but a very small amount of people are not going to get it. And considering we only have like 3 listeners, probably at max right now, or 7 followers, like I need to make sure not to alienate too hard.
Yeah. But no, yeah, The Founder. That was a crazy movie. I forgot about that.
It was good.
Yeah.
So what were you saying, speaking of Michael Keaton, is it true that he's playing Batman again?
Yeah, he's going to play Batman again, right?
Dude, I've talked to you about this so many fucking times.
I don't think we've ever touched on it podcast-wise, actually.
Actually, I think we have, yeah. I'm pretty sure we made a podcast where I was like, he's coming back, baby. I'm pretty sure I said it exactly like that, too.
Huh. Well, now you got to make me look, but...
Well, yeah, he was like from the get-go said that he was going to be in the Flash movie. And that's pretty much the main selling point for the Flash. Not anything bad against Ezra Miller. He seems like a good actor and stuff like that. But the Snyder movies were shit. So.
Well,
Sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't direct him. Zack Snyder, you seem like a lovely man. I'm pretty sure I would enjoy to have a beer with you and talk about things and, see where the night takes us. But aside from that, I personally just don't really care for their movies, but I still respect you as a filmmaker. Yep. Just don't make another DC property movie again, and I would be the more appreciative.
Yeah, it was a weird Zack Snyder movie that was pretty good.
Considering I just said I pretty much don't like most of his movies, what is it, Stefan?
Sucker Punch. Very weird.
We've talked about Sucker Punch before on the podcast, and I did not like it.
Yeah, very weird.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just the biggest thing is his movies just look ugly. They're so dull or just single color.
They fucking do. And the way he uses his CGI just makes me want to barf. It's not like really well composited CGI. It's like he kind of goes more to the obvious side of CGI because he's like, they're going to know. And
What's really annoying is that he has good shots in his movies. Like cinematography wise, like it's very well done, but then the color correction and editing afterwards is just bad. Or not bad, but it's a very specific taste. And I'm not about that taste.
Yeah, kind of feels like half-baked to me. It makes me feel like he's like, don't color correct this scene because that's artsy. And it's like, no, it's just lazy.
No, but he does color correct it. Like fucking 300, the entire movie's fucking orange.
No, yeah, I know what I'm saying. Like, dude, what I'm saying is like, instead of like going into each and every shot and being like, okay, this scene should kind of have this color going for it, or this color.
Gotcha. Yeah,
it's
just like, one across the board.
Yeah, he's just like, apply that filter across the board, and it's stylistic. And I'm like, is it though, or is it laziness? Because I've done that before on commercials when it's not a crazy budget. And it's like, I still go in there and I go fix shots that just didn't work with that color grade. I'm still going in there and being super specific. Like this shot has maybe a green plant. So there's a lot of green bleed into the frame. So like maybe I'm actually taking away green from the skin tone, but like leaving it on the plant, and I'm going in there and I'm moving all of my color sliders. And I feel like that's something that Zack Snyder just never did, or never cared to do. Or if he has a colorist, he's like, literally, do not color this movie.
Don't fucking touch anything.
Don't touch anything. Come up with a filter.
Don't fuck with my movie.
Don't fuck with my movie. Come up with a filter and apply that filter.
Yeah, Superman, make him gray. Fuck you.
Yeah. Flash, make him also gray. Fuck you. Everybody gray. We're going to make this grayscale. This movie might as well be in black and white. And that's probably what he told his colorist.
Are you making a joke because he legitimately did want to make the Justice League movie black and white?
Yes, that's why I made that.
Okay.
Because you don't have to color correct fucking anything. You just, you know?
Honey, I don't know how involved you are. I don't know how far your finger is on the pulse when it comes to the DC knowledge. So I was just checking. But I do think for him, it is more stylistic than out of laziness.
Yeah,
I will say that.
I definitely. I'm just making a joke. I'm making a joke because that's what it feels like. It's not true. He definitely has his colors go in and fuck with every scene. But yeah, he has. Once he hits a vibe, he definitely wants to stay there. And I just feel like it's not. It's definitely done for stylistic purposes. It's not out of laziness. Don't get me wrong. I didn't mean it when I said that. But I just think he has a different idea of style than what most people do when it comes to cinematography and lighting and stuff like that.
And that's why I think his fans are so diehard for him, is because they also like that same style as well, which is fine. Everyone can like different styles. Like, it's perfectly okay. And what I said earlier about him keeping his finger off the DC button, it's like, I mean, there's a million Batman movies. There's a bunch of Superman movies, like, and stuff like that. So I don't really care at the end of the day. I just personally didn't want him not sabotaging. I didn't want the Justice League movie, whatever, ruining the chance for there to be other DC properties. Because, like, you know, Aquaman was fun. That's another schlocky, dumb movie that I actually like. The Flash movie, interested to watch and stuff like that. That was the only thing I was kind of getting on about. But yeah, his idea when he did the Justice League movie, he's like, these people are gods among men. It's like, then shouldn't they stand out more from the bleak world? Like, the world can be gray and bleak, sure, but like, shouldn't they stand like beacons, like, in that world? Which I think he agrees with, because when you watch the Justice League movie, they do that. I mean, fucking some Norwegian woman sings about Aquaman for about, 10 minutes in a 4-hour long movie. Thanks for that. Still not over that one, actually. But it's just like, wouldn't it make sense that they stand out larger in color too? I get why Superman's wearing the black suit because comics, whatever, but, fuck it, whatever. Said my piece about it.
Did I ever tell you about my Zack Snyder story when I was in screenwriting class?
Did I ever tell you how I got these scars?
Did I ever tell you I got these scars?
That is the worst impression you've done by far.
This is my Joker impression.
Did I tell you I got these scars?
Anyway,
hey, hi, I'm
it's your boy. Oh my God, I'm the Joker, baby.
Hi, I'm the Joker, baby.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my God, I swear to God, I sent it to you. But it's just this like large guy who has the Joker like face paint and everything. He's like, I'm the Joker, baby. And it's such a short clip, and it's fucking funny. I'm gonna send it to you. But go on with your Zack Snyder bullshit.
Oh, so when I was in screenwriting class, we had to come up with a idea. We had to write a story, and I kind of got involved with this story where the idea is that we basically like took out the sun. So it's like humans living on Earth using geothermal like heat, to live, and there's like vampires that live there and stuff because there's cults and shit. And I came up with this whole story, and I was like literally working on my script, and the guy I was sitting next to, let's call him Jack.
Greg.
Let's call him Greg. Okay. Greg was working on a script of his own, and I was like, can I read this? And he was like, yeah, sure. And so I let him read my script. I was reading his. He was just writing Uncharted. He was literally fucking writing the goddamn plot to Uncharted. And just it's the whole copy my homework, but don't copy it too much to where it's obvious. And it was fucking obvious. And I was like, is this Uncharted?
Nathan Nake is a world famous cave searcher.
Yeah, basically that, right? But I was like, I didn't. And he was even like, yeah, this is just basically Uncharted. And I was like, yeah, couldn't tell, man, just okay. But he was like, yeah, I would envision this because, okay, let me get something straight. Greg here was really, really good at visual effects. I think I might have even shown you a couple of his projects.
Is he the guy who did the Star Wars thing?
He did a Star Wars thing, and he did like an Iron Man thing. And dude, I mean, great guy. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to put him down.
I do want to say, as a person who does not know who this great person is, that fucking, because he did the Star Destroyer, right?
Right, he did like a Star Wars short.
Yeah, fucking incredible. Yeah, the guy has got some serious talent. As someone who's never met this person or anything like that, or never had a class with him, if screenwriting isn't his thing, the world is not losing out on anything. He's a great FX.
Yeah, he's a great FX guy. I think that's what he's better at, anyways. But anyway, he said that he was envisioning his own movie. Or no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. He was envisioning my movie because we were reading each other's scripts. He's like, yeah, I was kind of envisioning your movie being like kind of like a Zack Snyder movie and blah, blah, blah. And he started going off on it. And I was like, I really don't like Zack Snyder. And
dude, you were insulted.
Dude, Greg fucking grabbed his heart and he went, oh, he let that noise out. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I just really don't like him. And he's like, no, I respect your opinion. But like Zack Snyder is like my favorite director of all time. Like, that's where all my influence comes from. And like, that's why I want to do visual effects and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, good for you. I'm glad Zack Snyder struck some influence into, a young filmmaker, and like, that's great. But dude, not my speed. But he was like, he was pretty upset. He was like, dude, like, it so disappoints me you don't like
fucking flips the table, just fuck.
Yeah, I think after that point, I tried to get him to, I don't know if I tried to get him to like commission him to do some visual effects for me or what, but he didn't like ever hit me back up. And I'm like, to this day, maybe he's upset.
maybe I should find out like where he is and like run into him at the Starbucks and like have like a fucking Snyder Cut shirt on and be like, hey man, I'm looking to get some stuff done. I'll pay you for some VX stuff. And he's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. We'll see if that works.
I wonder if that would be the case. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was just, he didn't get super pissed at me, but dude, I mean, I broke that man's heart that day.
You know what's really weird is that, God, I don't want to turn this into a Snyder bashing section. And like I said, I do have respect for the man. And I don't think this is good. I don't see this as bashing, but someone will probably get offended. But if you're a fan of Zack Snyder, you should absolutely get why people don't like him. And you should hold the fact that you do like him like a badge of honor. It's like, this guy is my style and I get it. I totally understand why other people wouldn't like him or something like that. But in the sense of like, oh my God, how could you not like him? And that's a lot of the Snyder Cut shit. It's like, how can you not like the Justice League? It's like, you can't see it. Like it's like, or not in the sense that you can't see it, but it's like, oh, this it's just clearly not this person's style. Like when I like a fucking who's like a director with a lot of, I guess, okay, this is more of a mainstream example, but when I like a Christopher Nolan movie, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, literally all of his movies are just convoluted gobbledygook. Like that's all it is, and it's just explaining. I'm like, yeah, but it's done in a way that I like it. I could get why other people wouldn't like it. I can get why people wouldn't like Inception for being all over the place, although Inception's a great movie, in my opinion. It's not like I get it. And so that's what I'm saying. Zack Snyder is such a specific thing. You fans, take pride that you like it, but also get why other people wouldn't like it, and then move on with your lives. Thank you.
Very well said.
It makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, like, I like when I like niche things. I like when like no one else can really get into it. Like when I hear someone say like, oh, I couldn't really get into The Shining, I get that Joker moment of like, you wouldn't get it. Like, have the mentality with the Snyder Cut or with all the Snyder movies. Fuck it.
True. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and like stylistically, movies that feel like I would have made them, there's really only two that stick out in my mind.
I Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
And 27 Dresses.
And 27 Dresses.
Yeah, those are definitely your style. Every time I watch these, I'm like, God, Stefan is such a sim for this writer.
No, I mean more so in the way the movie is shot and the way the movie works. There's two movies in my head that I'm like, I should have, like, if I was to ever direct a movie and not know about it, those two movies would be Brick, which for years I've been like, damn, like that seems like a movie I would have made, You've
consistently held Brick in a very high regard, and also kind of said that, so that checks out.
And then also recently, Punch Drunk Love, because I recently watched that movie, and the more I think about it, I'm like, dude, that seems like a movie I would have directed. That's like my style for sure.
Yeah, mine's Eraserhead.
Yeah, I kind of fall into that little place too, sort of.
Nah, I think there's something interesting. I think if I were to make a movie, I would be way too in my head about like, okay, don't get over conceited with shit. Don't try to be too funny. And I think that's I've never been in any position to direct anything. I mean, you've at least like directed like little short things. Oh, you know what? The most thing I directed was that fucking Christmas special we did way back when.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that was shitty. That's fucking
we
cringe.
Should sometimes sit down and watch our old stuff.
Oh God, I'm gonna need so much alcohol. Like, God, it's gonna be so cringy. And also, there's only, aside from the empty glass, there's only, I think, one video I'm in with you for your stuff that you did. So, and then maybe
two, maybe.
No, because it was the fork thing. I wasn't really in a lot of those things because remember, I was a little shit back then that no one liked to hang out with. And granted, I didn't really hang out with anyone also. It was kind of a mutual thing. We were friends, but each had our own thing going on. So I was in the fork thing, which I actually did watch that recently because you sent it to me. Didn't you?
No, I don't think I sent it.
No. You sent me the fucking VO, the anime VO that you did.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then I went to your channel and you still had the fork video, so I watched that one. And I was like, oh, God. And then but I mean, okay, I'd be down to watch some of the empty glass stuff. I think the Star Wars, the opening one is still pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's...
Would I scream at you and then later hit you in the nuts?
I need to watch that one again. That was pretty funny.
I think you're definitely... No, I think we're both funny. I like both of us in that opening.
I like Scream, the Star Wars opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
It wasn't, but it's definitely, it's on the so bad it's good kind of spectrum for me, at least. I like it.
Is that video still around? Yeah, it is. It's just private.
The Smurf video. Uh-oh. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, looks like you started to drop off a little bit. It was like it was a network bump or something. It may have been on my side.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear anything over here, so. Oh yeah, the Smurf one. That one never got uploaded. Because
it never did.
Yeah, it never did.
I find it pretty cringy. I was wearing that Joker thing. Honestly, that was a choice.
I think they're all they're funny in their own way, you know. And I think if you're too hard on them, then they get worse. I'm
never hard. Yeah, that I have a testosterone deficiency.
Getting real on the Empty Glass podcast in the last 10 minutes.
It's why my girlfriend left me.
I love it.
I'm never hard. Oh God. Okay, you just forwarded me the Star Wars shit.
That's
okay,
the Star Wars video. Yeah.
I am down to watch some of our old videos. I'm also down to listen to some of our VO stuff we did. I'm also down to do another VO thing because my voice is definitely more identifiable now. Like back then I didn't really like my voice because it was all high pitched and shit, and I couldn't really do voices, but now I feel like I can do some decent voices.
Yeah.
I don't just copy you essentially.
Yeah, I've kind of like decided, you know, instead of us, this is like where we get to talk about mainstream stuff and kind of like come up for air when it comes to news or whatever, and this is kind of like the public side of us. But I guess I'd be down in the future to do more like sketch comedy or even short film type stuff. I still really like the idea of the raccoon in the attic. That's just the one that's stuck with me recently. But I know that's kind of more of the side of creative stuff that I'd like to do nowadays.
And I've always wanted to do like a horror thing, like a horror short. I mean, the raccoon thing will be your thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm more than happy to help out in whatever regards you need me to for that because it sounds fucking dumb but fun. I like it. The
whole point.
Yeah, I like it. And then for me, like I've always wanted to do just like I want to try to do a legitimate short horror thing and see how it works out. Because my brain is more attuned to horror because I bathe in it more mentally. And there've been like a couple ideas I've had. I'm just like, oh, that'd be kind of creepy. Let's see how that would work.
We should do it. I feel like it can kind of go either way. We can shoot it in segments to where the story kind of writes itself, or we can pre-plan out the whole thing, but I'd be absolutely down. Either that or like even just some sketch comedy stuff.
Yeah, like I'm down to just do things. Like fuck it. I mean, I already have enough opinions on this stupid channel that would probably get me canceled in 10 years. So why not add some video evidence to it too?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Hey, guys, that's the point in life. Why not?
Just why not?
When you're going towards that old folks home and you see those defenseless old people that can't do anything, why not?
Just why not?
Why not? I was going to take that joke in a completely different direction. You can pretty much imagine what I was going to say, and I was like, I'm not going to say that actually.
Well,
Yeah, I'm talking about playgrounds.
So, any other topics for the podcast, motherfucker?
Oh, yeah, my sister's insane.
How so? Explain.
I will gladly. So I'm not...
On the train.
With Dane? Cook?
With Dane, the cook. The cook.
So...
hey, this guy's not Dane Cook. We got Dane Cook on the boat, guys. We have Dane Cook on the boat. Woo! No, guys. It's not Dane Cook. It's Dane, the cook. He's going to be cooking your meals tonight. Hope you guys enjoy.
Is that from something, or did your brain create that?
My brain created that.
Damn. I wish I rolled with it a bit more, but I didn't.
Anyway, so how is your sister insane?
I'm sorry I killed your joke. So now your joke is just as dead as Dane Cook's career. But
okay. So how's your sister insane?
So she sent me an itinerary for pretty much what we're going to do, like when I get to New York. And by itinerary, I mean, literally it's labeled Matthew's Visit. And it says, Wednesday lands at 1 p.m. Get a sandwich at, this specific location or this specific location if he's hungry. And then go to this specific restaurant for dinner. Thursday, go to Little Spain for the day. And then get pizza for dinner. Friday, Museum Moving Image. And then we're going to go see Batman on Friday.
Right.
So, yeah, Stefan, not telling you what to do with your life, but maybe you should see Batman before I get back so that way we could talk about it next episode.
Yeah, sounds good.
I mean, that's like over a week in advance.
Yeah. Rose and I were already going to go try to see it like when it came out, but we decided to wait a little bit. So I think that would be more than enough time. I bet we'll probably end up seeing it either this weekend or next week.
Banger. And then she's like, Saturday, we're doing this, and whatever. So it's just like she's planned out everything to the T. And she texted me. She's like, do you like museums, by the way? Or do you like to go to museums, 911? And I was like, yeah, I like museums. So like, does she mean 401? Or like, she's trying to get my update? I'm like, oh, no, it's New York. She's
the 9/11
museum. Yeah. Like, we both matched up there. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I can't think of anything worse than going to that place. Thank you. But she told me about the Museum of Moving Picture, which I believe is like a museum all about film. And I'm like, fuck yes, that sounds awesome.
It's called what now?
The Museum of Moving Picture.
Cool. Sounds really sweet. It sounds like a place I would dig a lot.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would ask you to go, but I am paying for your ticket, so fuck.
Fuck no. I'm not going to New York right now. Shit.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm going to New York.
I know. Lucky you, but not me.
Well, I'm paying for it, Stefan. I'm not
I'm
not using my fucking trust fund that Daddy bought me. Jeez, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But no, they even have the Yoda puppet there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm looking at some images right now. They got Freddy Krueger's like sweater. They got a bunch of shit, man. They got Big Bird there.
Wow.
They got some
like
Muppets.
The Big Bird. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
he just chills in the museum until they need him on Sesame Street.
Yeah, so they just have a fuck ton of like movie props from famous movies and shit like that. I got a bunch of masks, got a Chewie mask in there, and molds. And I think I mean, fucking, this is the place for us to go. Like, you or I would both enjoy the shit out of this. So when my sister said, let's do that, I'm like, Hell yeah, gamer, let's do it.
Let's go gamer mode. Let's go.
Yeah, we got a bunch of Star Trek shit. Ooh, they got a nice Star Trek short sleeve. That's hot.
Are you pretty caught up / well versed in Star Trek stuff?
Not super. I have actually thought about watching Star Trek because it does have some appeal. I think if anything, though, I'd only watch Next Generation because I like the cast more. And also, I love Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, you like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. And also, I like his demeanor more than Kirk. I know enough about this two Star Treks to kind of identify that I'm more of a Picard than a Kirk.
Yeah, totally. I kind of fall into that category as well. Just because I'm like, I know all the storylines. Minus like the new shit, minus the like Picard stuff or like the next generation, whatever the fucking new one's called. I don't even know. Star Trek.
It's just called Picard. Oh, and Next Generation, yeah.
Well, not Next Generation because like that's what the show was.
Genesis, Star Trek Genesis.
Is that what the new one's called?
I think so. Yeah. I'll look
whatever the new one is in Picard, I have never seen, but I'm pretty well versed in like the original Star Trek stuff, the original Next Generation show, Deep Space Nine, and that's about it. I've seen the new movies too. I've seen all the movies, like Star Trek original series Star Trek movies. I've seen all of the Next Generation movies, and I've seen all the J.J. Abrams / James Wan / fucking Benedict.
Oh, Discovery.
Discovery is the new one. No, I have not seen it.
So I watch a lot of. I recently, in the past like year, got into Red Letter Media. I'm
familiar. I'm familiar with them.
I'm pretty sure. I was like, you had to be, but two of them are really big Star Trek nerds, and I've listened to them talk about the Star Trek movies as well as like the new shows and how they feel about it. And as someone who's not an avid Star Trek fan, I kind of agree with them. Their biggest thing is that like. You know, the original Star Trek, the appeal of it is, you know, this is a place that's beyond segregation, beyond racism. Like, it's just exploring and a sense of adventure. And then, like, the new shows are kind of in the J.J. Abrams vein of, oh, everything's got to be serious and world ending and, like, blah, blah, blah. And they even go as far as to say, like, Next Generation, like the Picard movies and stuff like that, and Star Trek movies also kind of contradict that as well. I'm like, I get that. And that's kind of the appeal of Star Trek for me, is that it is just adventure. Nothing like, oh my God, the universe is going to end unless we do this. No super amazing overarching story. Just going out, seeing what's out there, interacting with different settings. That's cool. And that's kind of, I agree with that. That's kind of where the appeal is for me, at least.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed the original series, and I do like the old movies too quite a bit. Like I like the first like Star Trek 1, 2, and 3, like the Search for Spock, fucking Wrath of Khan, that shit. And then I did enjoy the Next Generation movies like First Contact and the one with Tom Hardy, Nemesis.
Yeah, that's Nemesis.
Are you okay? Sorry. Did you choke on something?
Yeah, choke on some water.
All right.
I'm good.
Well, with that, we're just about at time.
No, we're not done. We're not done talking about Star Trek.
I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm done coughing now. They just released a new gameplay for the new Star Trek game coming out. Have you heard about this?
No.
It's basically a Telltale game, so it's a lot of like choices and overarching decisions, and they have a Spock in there, an old Spock that looks quite a bit like Leonard Nimoy. Like, they are using his likeness and stuff like that. And it makes me curious, because not only Leonard Nimoy, a whole bunch of other movies, Rogue One did it also. Are they paying the family? Are they paying the foundation for these actors, whatever? Like, or are they just using their likeness and just with no repercussion?
No, they're playing. They're paying the family, and they're paying for the likenesses.
I would be pissed if my family was using my likenesses and I wasn't benefiting from it, like post-mortem. You know?
I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, y'all get rich off my fucking face. I don't care.
No, I'd be like, you dirty fucking money grabbers. Get your own goddamn money. You know, by this point, I would have also already been buried with my numerous amounts of Bitcoin in my coffin with me in a lock safe so they wouldn't be able to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I refuse to give my family a fucking dime of my money when I die. Also, I plan on being broke for the rest of my life. So there you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, is that the episode? Do you have any other topics?
Well, considering that you don't want to fucking chat with your friend who's about to go on a plane and die.
Wow.
Yeah, like, how do you think I feel? I'm like, this is my last conversation probably with my best friend, and he's just being a passe little bitch about it. But anyway, that's today's episode, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the Empty Glass Podcast. As always, go to theemptyglass.com. That's where you can find us all over the fucking place. We got a Spotify podcast,
other dumb shit.
theemptyglasspodcast.com. The Empty Glass Podcast. Don't forget the.
And if you want us to make a shirt that says "Passe Little Bitch" on there, let us know, because I would wear it.
Hey, you still owe my girlfriend a shirt. I won't say what's supposed to be on that shirt, but you still owe her one.
Well, hey man, it's her choice. And I, as the winner of that bet, I could give her the shirt whenever I fucking want to.
Well, that bet happened a fucking year ago, so you're about to get.
Yeah, I still remember it, and there's not a fucking expiration on that bet. I mean, pretty much, if you guys break up, I'm still gonna go find her and give her that fucking shirt, and she has to wear it because she lost the bet. I don't give a shit how long it takes. I'll come to a fucking old folks' home when we're both 80 and make her wear that shirt.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Because she lost that bet because she's a loser. And you can tell her I said so.
My girlfriend a loser.
Well, she did lose.
She did. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully Matt doesn't die on a plane, and we'll be back on our normal day on Thursday next week. Hopefully with some good topics. Hopefully we've both seen Batman by then too. I know for sure you will have, but I'm gonna try my damnedest.
You know, once again, plane crashing. I may not make it to the theater in time, but
right.
And also, other fucking occurrences could probably happen as well. You know.
Yeah, so it's not a guarantee, but you are more than likely going to come back with Batman in your brain.
Yeah, if all thing goes well, I will.
If all thing go well, you probably will.
Yeah, sometimes it don't be that way, but it do.
Sometimes it don't be that way, but it do.
All right, for real, bye now.
All right, bye.